Good day and welcome to Power Up for Success. This is the show where we learn it, we live it, and we pass it on. And that's what we want to do for you in your life today. It is by no mistake that you've decided to join us because we have a very special guest, which I'm going to bring on shortly. And she is going to share some wonderful things that God has done in order to make her life as wonderful as it is. But our word starting out for today and leading into our interview is God's view of man, God's view of you. It's important that you know just how wonderful you actually are. The Word of God tells us that man has been created by God and he has been fearfully and wonderfully made. We can follow that truth in Psalms 139, reading from 13 to verse 18. Man also is so important to God that even when man messed up many years ago in that garden, God sent his son to pay the penalty for him to reconcile him back to a perfect condition with God and a great perfect relationship with himself. And God, even today, actively works toward conforming all who come to Christ, his son, all who come to him. God is working to conform us into the image of Christ so that we can get the highest possible good out of our lives here in the earth. We can read in Romans 8:28 about how wonderful things can be for us, because I want you to know today that all things work together for good to them who love the Lord, who are called according to his purpose. Our guest today I'm very excited about because she is going to tell you the wonderful things that God has done in her life, what he's transformed it from, and where she is today. So without further ado, we're going to bring our guest on. Her name is Tanya Tilghman. Tanya, hi dear. How are you?
Hi, how are you? How are you,
Wonderful. I'm
Dr.
so
Marcy?
happy to have you on the show, and I'm happy to know you I've known you for years. I've seen you come up from low place to very high place. Introduce yourself to the audience. Tell us who you are and tell us what you do. And then we're going to go back and tell them how you got here.
Okay, my name is Tanya Tilghman, and I'm the proud owner of Can You Picture This Designs, the home of your favorite graphic designer, which would be me. um, I have owned this business since 2018. I've been doing it full time. I provide graphic design services, and the majority of my work has been for the funeral industry. So we provide memorial products for funeral homes and for personal, for private clients. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I do.
That's what you do. How did you get started in this?
So, the funeral design program, to be honest with you, I started prior to me opening full time. A friend of mine had a death in her family, and she saw a program that she liked. It was actually a celebrity program. And she asked me, because I've been in the design field for a number of years. She said, "Can you do this?" And I had never done it before. So I had no clue of what I was doing. But I said, okay, I'll try. So I created the design, and when the funeral director of that particular service saw the program, he asked her. He said, "Who did this?" So she pointed him in my direction, and when he asked if I could, do this as a particular funeral home, I said yes, and I've been working in that field ever since.
Mm-hmm. Well, since this is your own business, I'm certainly certain that you had some obstacles that you had to overcome in order to get this business up and running. Because you had to, of course, you had to let people know that you were there. And again, you
Mm-hmm.
started this because someone asked you, could you do it? And you saw that you could, because I've seen a range of what you do and a lot of promotional
Mm-hmm.
products. And I mean, this is not a light thing. So tell me what did it cost you? What did you have to overcome in order to get into a full-time business like this?
So, anytime you become an entrepreneur or take the road to entrepreneurship, it does cause a lot of sacrifice. It's a lot of time, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of dedication and focus. You spend a lot of hours trying to create your dream. And it's a lot of times it's very misunderstood. It's misunderstood from the perspective, most people, I would say probably 70 to 80% of us every day get up and go to a job, and we're dependent on another entity to give us a paycheck after we perform work. Well, in entrepreneurship, a lot of times you're pouring your money back into your craft or into your own business or into your vision. And unfortunately, it's very misunderstood. People think that when you own your own business, you can do what you want when you want, but it's not quite that easy. It causes a lot of sacrifices, and fortunately I have a family and a great support system. I have a husband who is a partner with me in the business, that understands that we're trying to build something bigger than what we see right now. We're trying to build a legacy for our family and for our children. So, and our children's children. So, the Bible instructs us that a good man or woman leaves a inheritance to his children's children. So we want to make sure that we are leaving something that they can pick up and run with that will also provide financially for their family.
Isn't that wonderful? How'd you come up with the name Can You Picture This Designs?
So that's an interesting story, Dr. Marcy. One day, so prior to us doing the funeral programs and print products and things like that, my husband and I, we used to take pictures. And then a lot of the times we did photography. So a lot of times the pictures would be incorporated in the design. And I used to always say, can you picture that in this, or can you picture that picture in this design? And that's how we came up with Can You Picture This Design? So that's it was kind of a collaboration between like if you see the logo behind, it's kind of like a camera lens with the words inside. So that's how we came up with that name.
Now, I understand you got started and doing funeral programs, but what other kinds of things do you design for people other than funeral
We design
programs?
logos. We design logos, flyers, promotional products. We actually do production in apparel, banners, backdrops. We do a number of different products. Kind of one of the things that our design kind of indicates, if you can picture it, we can do it. So we used to do a lot of print work, but as the times are changing, we're doing a lot of digital designs, because a lot of things are shared now electronically more so than actual physical paper or print. So we are doing a lot of digital designs, digital announcements, digital flyers, QR codes to kind of attach or to link to some other functional programs, such as accepting payments or reservations, things like that. So as the times are changing, our products are changing. So one of the things, you probably know, COVID changed a lot. It changed the way that we do business. It changed the way that we receive information. So one of the things that really changed for us was, before you could go to a funeral and you have a regular paper program folded in half. It could be a white piece of paper, as long as the person's name was on it, people were okay. And then when COVID happened and people weren't allowed to gather together for funerals, a lot of the funerals were 10, maybe 15 people. They make sure that our products were more memorializing. So we incorporated a lot of pictures and I would say like lifelines and things that you could actually view the person's life into the design. So our designs became more intricate. Of course, we had to find better ways to disseminate the information since people couldn't come to funerals. One of the funeral homes that we worked with had started a drive-through viewing service during COVID so people could still view their loved ones. And one of the things we developed first was a QR code that people could actually scan from their phone while they were at the window to pull up the program, the life story of the individual. So that definitely kept us afloat during COVID because, like I said, a lot of print wasn't needed because a lot of people weren't gathering together. So that was kind of when the digital items really kind of really took, a lot of sharing on Facebook, Instagram, and things like that. That's when it kind of took flight during that time, before a lot of things were printed. But now everyone wants to sit and look at a device, and that's okay with us. Whatever, whatever works for our client, that's what we, will tailor our services to.
Well, I want to thank you for that explanation. And I also want to share with the TV audience that you actually designed my Power Up for Success logo. And that's going to be put up there in just a moment. But the bottom line is, I remember when I first started out Power Up for Success, I had this little pink, different colored circles logo. I thought it was absolutely beautiful, absolutely amazing. And and when I showed it to you, it wasn't that you didn't like it, but for some reason you said, it's missing something. And I will never forget when you said, "Let me design a logo for you, and if you don't like it, you don't have to use it." Wow. You designed that logo for me, and I've been using it ever since. Power Up for Success. And so I know you've done other logos for other people. What has been, briefly, one of the most challenging things that you've done? And then after you tell us that, we're going to take a break and come back.
Challenging, I would say billboard design. So I know when we were doing the plays, we did quite a few billboard designs. I really enjoyed that challenge because that was the first time that I had designed anything to that scale. So that was really a great opportunity. And I always love the opportunities to do different things. And I guess after the break, we'll talk about some things that we're looking forward to doing in the very near future. I'm really excited about. So I think that was the most challenging. Well, I would say that was one of the challenging things. So I always try to challenge myself in designs and things like that. But that definitely took us to a different arena.
Oh, all right. That's good. Well, thank you for that. And we'll be right back. We'll take a break. Prayer is our pipeline to God. And let's face it, we all need prayer from time to time. If you are standing in need of prayer, please contact us through our prayer line 909-318-7015. We have 24/7 prayer warriors available for you, so you can call at any time. God wants to hear from you. He wants to meet your need today.
From time to time, we all need encouragement in our Christian walk. We need to be reminded who we are in Christ. God allowed me to and guided me through to create this small volume entitled 20 Steps Up to a More Glorious You. You can order your copy today by calling me on 302-893-4018.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, we have been talking with Tanya Tilghman, who is a graphic artist, graphic designer, and she's been telling us about her business and some of the accomplishments that she has made. She does a lot of work for funeral homes and just a host of things. Again, she's going to share with us more about what she does and any particular obstacle that she has had to overcome to keep going to get where she is now. Tanya, it's all yours.
Okay. I would say a major obstacle, and this would kind of go into also towards the end when talking to entrepreneurs about actually starting a business and actually it becoming a reality, coming from your head to your hand can be very difficult. One of the obstacles that I faced was when I started my business, I didn't want to owe anyone anything. I didn't want to have any loans. I wanted to make sure that I could cure all the items that I needed from my own money. And unfortunately, a lot of times when starting a business, unless you know about, the grant process and seed grants and things like that to start a business, a lot of times you're using a lot of your own funds to make your
Mm-hmm.
business come to life. And there are opportunities. Like I know Dr. Marcy is a great resource on funding, and she has friends and network. Like you have to really grow your network to be able to get the things that you need to start your business so you're not wearing yourself out. Another thing that was very challenging was balance, especially when you're doing something that you love to do. You can oftentimes easily get consumed and forget about your other responsibilities because you're so focused and so engrossed on growing your dream. And it's one thing to want to do that and to enjoy doing it, but you have to remember that there are other people and you have other responsibilities, and that balance is very, very important because it's very easy to get consumed, especially when you're doing something that you love and it's something that you feel like
Mm-hmm.
God has told you to do. He will give
Mm-hmm.
you all the necessary tools to make it happen. So that was what was challenging for me was, like the funding, financing, and just creating that network of people that I needed to help this dream come to life. And I know Dr. Marcy and Ed from NASCA Designs, that they have been great resources. B. Baylor has been a great resource. So you just have to definitely have a great resource and a great model, because when I met Ed a number of years ago, I always said, this is something I want to do. And the way he was doing it, I was like, I want to be just like him when I grow up. So, but when you do that, you don't realize the sacrifices that they had to make to be like that when they grew up. So,
Mm-hmm.
just keep a level head and just stay focused and, have that balance, healthy
Yes,
balance.
yes, yes, yes. So if someone is looking for some advice, by the way, you gave some excellent advice there. Um, how do you want them to get in touch with you? Do you want them to do it by email? Do you want them to do it by your phone number? Just how do you want them to contact you?
They can contact me either way, either by phone. They can call me. My phone number is 302-353-9861, or they can email me. And my email address is cyptdesigns@gmail.com. And those are the two
Mm.
best ways to get in contact. But also along with that, and I know Dr. Marcy knows, but I actually have a storefront, and it will be opening for business to the public on March the 29th. So March the 29th, you can actually walk into our store and be able to get the items and order the items that you need, and then you can come back here and pick them up too. Unless you're out of our
Isn't
area,
that
we do ship.
wonderful?
But yes, I'm so
Yes.
excited about that.
We're going to have a grand opening, you all, and look for it. And I do plan to be there. And I'm not just saying this because I'm very familiar with her graphic designs and things like that, but this is a very talented young woman. She's not only an excellent graphic artist, but she also is a wonderful singer. God has gifted her in more than one area. So now, of course, we won't be able to share that with you. We might, when we close out our show, we might use one of her songs with her permission, and we'll close out our show with one of her songs, and you can hear her voice. So, in case you ever want her to come and bless your congregation or in a function and sing, I'm sure she might consider that. Okay, okay.
Mm.
So, Tanya, in order to continue our interview, there were some things you wanted to share about other things that you're doing and what you're planning in the future. I know you're planning on the storefront, but the kinds of designs like t-shirts, I don't know what all you do, but just give us some
Mm-hmm.
ideas of the kinds of things that you enjoy doing.
So the first thing that we're going to be doing coming up very soon is I'm going to start a master class to teach people how to do um, funeral programs, obituaries, and create designs. So we'll have separate one-day events depending on your level of skill in the programs that we use. So if you use Photoshop, Illustrator, whatever you use, depending on your skill level, it will depend if it's a 1, 2, or 3-day class. I don't think we'll have anything longer than three days, but we're going to start some master classes so I can kind of duplicate myself, because there is enough money and enough work. As people know, there are people that pass away every single day, and the services are already always needed. So I'm here in Delaware. I service four states now. But we can establish, we can stretch out. And one of the perks about going to the master class is when you're done the master class, you'll receive some templates so you can get started. I'll show you how to brand yourself to the funeral homes so you're able to get contracted business. And then additionally, you'll be able to reciprocate by sending the print jobs back to us, and we can actually produce the products that you design. So we have that coming up. I'm really excited about that. That was an opportunity that fell into my lap, and I never even really thought about doing anything like that, but it's going to be an excellent project. I'm really excited about that. And the same with apparel. So we're actually starting our own apparel line called Alpha and Omega. Let me slow down for a second because I'm so excited. We're starting a clothing line called Alpha and Omega AO, and it will feature items that will say how you feel. So one of our first shirts that we're coming out with is called I Love Me More, and that will be a shirt exclusively for our ladies to just build their self-confidence and really understand that they deserve the best out of life. That yes, you may love a lot of people, but you have to love yourself first. So I'm really excited about that. The second thing, and Dr. Marcy knows about this, we're going to start a line called Be Virtuous, and that is
Yes.
going to really have statement items to really say, you know what, this is what it means to live a virtuous life. We live in a time where people are just doing anything, and we just have to have these small reminders to continue to be virtuous, act like you have standards and morals, and as my mom used to say, act like you was raised better. So that's what the Be Virtuous line is going
I
to be
like
about,
that. Act
and I'm
like
really
you were
excited
raised
about
better.
that too.
Oh, that's
So
good. I like
I'm
that.
really excited about those things. Yeah. So Be Virtuous is actually a merchandise program that will flow right out of Building the Virtuous Temple Ministry. So we're really excited about things that God is doing, and I would be nowhere without Him. So I'm just truly appreciative, and I'm appreciative for you, Dr. Marcy. You have run this program, and you just give people the opportunity to share their gifts, talents, and abilities, and we just really appreciate you. So clap it up for Dr. Marcy too.
Yes, and stay tuned for seeing regular intervals on PowerUp TV network, where you will be able to take those classes, some of those classes, and you will be able to order what you want. And of course, you will be able to get in touch with her directly. This is a place where we want you to grow and the gifts that God has given you. And we want you to expand. We want you to do what God says do. Go into all the world, teach them about God. God didn't give you those gifts and those skills, those talents. He didn't give them to you for you to keep them to yourself. God has said, I have given you the power to get wealth. And so
Mm-hmm.
Tanya has shared with all of you the uh, what she's doing with the gifts and talents that God has given her, and it has brought income into her family, into her home, and we
Mm-hmm.
thank God for that. And I not only know Tanya as an entrepreneur and a businesswoman, and a singer and a graphic artist designer that she is, but God brought her into my life many, many, many years ago when she met my son and they decided to marry. And so I know her personally. I have watched her struggle. I have watched her overcome many things. She's kept going, and now she is just doing wonderful things and helping a lot of people. And I hope and I pray that as you see her interview here, that you will contact her and allow her to be a blessing in your life. So, Tanya, with that, I'm going to give you about 40, 50 seconds. Is there a word that you would of encouragement that you would like to leave with the TV audience? Something that would help them get up off the couch and pursue what God is calling them to do.
I would just say, and Dr. Marcy's going to laugh about this because I don't think she knew what she wrote 20, 30 years ago, but hit your wagons to a star, build your castles in the air, march to the beat of your own drum, stand up and believe in yourself. If you have a dream, you follow your dream, and whatever God has gifted you to do, you do it to the best of your abilities.
All right.
That's it.
Do it to the best of your abilities because you will be a blessing to someone. God has called us here not to be an island, not to be unto ourselves, but God has called us to be connected and unified with others. So, Tanya, thank you for your time. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, rest of your day. And audience, we'll see you next week. This is Dr. Marcy signing off. And remember, learn it, live it, and pass it on. God bless you.
Are you looking for a new career? A chance to be your own boss? Life coaching is part of a $2.8 billion global industry with the increased demand for coaching services. Now is the time to start a lucrative business that provides a satisfaction of helping others achieve their goals. Quality life coaches are certified by an accredited organization and are trained to provide the best services for their clients. That's where our virtual life coach certification and training comes in. You can become certified and begin your journey to an uplifting career as a personal life coach. Our PowerUp for Success accredited program ensures you obtain the core coaching skills needed while also assisting in developing your personal marketing plan for success. Get started by visiting certifiedlifecoach.net and get your free ebook today.